That debt ceiling was $31.4 trillion.
The debt ceiling sure seems to mystify a lot of people.
Do you know what the debt ceiling is?
No. No clue. Not at all.
If someone were to offer you $100, would you be able to explain the debt ceiling?
Per se, no, I would not be able to.
Well, good, because I don't have $100. The debt limit crisis is complicated and wonky, and I don't want your brain to glaze over. So allow me to introduce it this way. When Congress and the president agree on what to spend, our taxes rarely cover it, but that's not quite the end. The Treasury can borrow from investors, that's okay. They know they'll get their money back, because we're the USA. But almost every year these days we spend more than we got. But when we ask to borrow more, we learn that we cannot. The Treasury says, sorry, there's no money on the shelf. You folks have hit the limit, one that you all set yourself. Now they can vote to raise the ceiling, wouldn't that be nice? But here's where things get awkward, cause the votes come with a price. One party seeks concessions, saying, this is where it stands. I'll risk a global meltdown if you don't meet my demands. In the olden days, Congress had to ask the Treasury to borrow money every single time it passed a spending bill. But when World War I required a whole flurry of spending bills, Congress passed the Second Liberty Bond Act, which lets the government borrow money whenever it wants, up to a certain limit. And until this weekend's negotiations, that debt ceiling was $31.4 trillion. Now, if you miss a payment on one of your loans, you're in trouble. But if the United States misses a payment, the entire world is in trouble. Maya McGinnis is the president of the Committee for a Responsible Federal Budget, a think tank whose directors once ran agencies like the Federal Reserve System, the Treasury Department, and the Congressional Budget Office. What do other countries do when this happens?
The debt ceiling is not something that other countries use around the world. This is not common practice because it doesn't make sense. For instance, more of them have spending caps than we do. To generalize, of course, Republicans are more allergic to tax increases. Democrats are more allergic to spending cuts. But the truth is,
in this country's history, Congress has raised the debt ceiling over 100 times under both Republican presidents and Democratic ones. In the latest negotiations, the Republicans sought a package of savings in exchange for their vote to raise the debt ceiling, like tighter restrictions to qualify for Medicaid or food stamps, and less money to the IRS for enforcement. Remember, these negotiations aren't about what to spend money on in the future. They're about paying for bills that Congress has already passed. Washington teems with ideas to avoid these periodic debt showdowns. Maybe the debt ceiling rises automatically every time Congress passes a funding bill. Maybe we appoint an expert commission to fix the problem once and for all. Or maybe we eliminate the debt ceiling completely.
the solutions are really hard. Fixing the budget deficit and debt mean we have to raise taxes and cut spending. Nobody likes to be reminded that somebody has to pay the bills, but somebody has to pay the bills, and we should really be paying our own bills instead of pushing them on to our children.